Oops. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Asia stream. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'll wait a few minutes for some people to get in here. How's everyone doing? Wait a few more minutes. Wait a few more minutes here. I'll send the link into the Discord real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. All right, so just to recap today. Not much, not much early on. In the afternoon, I had a pretty solid trade. But so just to start off the day, I just took an eval trade. That's pretty much all I took for the morning. Then I did take a small long, which I tried to get long. I forget where it was. It was somewhere up here. I tried to get long somewhere up here. I took a little bit of profit on this right here, on this peak, and then the rest hit break even right here. But the main trade for the day was, let me make sure, yeah, no, you guys can hear me. Yeah, so the main trade for the day was this long right here. This one right here. So for about 48 points, close to 50 points, that was my main trade. Yeah, right there. So why did I take this trade? Pretty simple trade. Pretty simple trade. I really wish I would have caught the short. I believe this is this is a daily gap. Yeah, so we had this daily gap right here. I think this is a daily gap. Let me double check something. Yeah, so one, the reason why I took this trade was because we had this crazy sell-off, right? Crazy sell-off. We took out overnight low, right? Tapped into this daily gap, and we had this rocket, right? This rocket just launched up here. So I got long off that inversion. I was like, okay, I'll try to ride this thing back up. I did take profit just at this candle right here. So if you drag this over, that's where I took profit. I could have ran it a little bit higher to the CE of the 5 minutes, which was right here, but it is what it is. Solid trade to kind of end the session. What I wanted to take this morning was this right here. So I wanted to take, or not this morning, this afternoon, I was looking at this 5-minute inversion right here. I was looking at something like this. Would have been great. Would have been a nice trade, obviously, hindsight. But let's go look at what's going on right now. So right now we have, we're down here inside this daily gap. If we go over to the 1 hour, 1 hour is not looking so hot. 1 hour is not looking so good, guys. You can see it right here, just going completely sideways. Okay, go to the 15-minute, same thing, right? Do we have any gaps on the 15-minute? Yes, we actually do. We have a gap right here, which price rejected once already. So we do have that gap. Let's see, do we have anything below us? Not really in this area. Yeah, not really in that area. We did take out sell side, so we did take out this right here. Let me go to the 5. Let me go with 5 minute right here. So let's see. Okay. All right. So on the 5 minute, we do have this little gap right here, this 5 minute gap. So we do have it at 5 minute gap. You know, we got multiple 1 minute gaps here, pretty much this one up here. 1 minute, we got a lot of stuff in the 1 minute actually. So one minute you can see right here, you got this 1 minute gap. So, you know, if you're bullish, right? I mean, one thing to do would be, okay, took out this low, took out that low. If you do get the inversion, you could look for that up there if you are bullish. But yeah, Ryan, what's up? How's it going? I'm doing good. Yeah, so we could look for this inversion right here. I do like this buy sequence up through it. You'd have a pretty tight stop, honestly. The only thing is you're going right into this. I might take a stab on it. Yeah. All right, I'm in on an eval here. I'm not in on a funded accounts. I don't really want to put on a lot of risk today. If you guys were here yesterday, you guys probably know why. But yeah, I am in this trade just on an eval. You know, I don't want to take any funded trades right now, not tonight. So first target for this will be this break even right here, and then, or sorry, first target will be this high right here. I'll go break even there too, and then I'll let some run. Probably, I mean, like, we will reject a little bit inside this area. I don't know, we'll see. I might honestly just get completely out right there. I got a super tight stop in this thing. I actually might extend it a little bit just to keep this gap right here. Yeah, I'll extend it a little bit just to keep this gap. This is just an eval. You know, like I said, I don't want to put on risk tonight. You know, you could go break even here at the CE. You could go break even there at the CE. That would be about a 0.5 BE. Yeah, it'd be a little close. It just depends on how much you want to run it. If someone's in on a funded here, you know, yeah, I would, since delivery is not great this week, I would go break even there at the CE. Since I'm on an eval, I'll probably just hold it there. Unless if I just see us just getting slammed off that. We do have equal lows here. We do have equal lows. Yeah, so, you know, right here, you know, this is where it could start seeing some trouble inside this gap, right? Could start seeing it. So if you guys are, okay, I'm going to take some off there. Okay, so I just took some off there at the gap fill. Stops are break even. You know, I'm looking for this high over here. Looking for this high. You know, we are testing this gap. Can we get this right here? Can we get this? Can we get it? Boom. Boom. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So I took off most, or not most, I took off about 2/3 my position right here. So yeah, most of my position. Then I took off the 1/3 right there. All right. All right, guys. Well, that was probably the best delivery we've had the entire week on Asia. All right. So I like this trade, you know, like I like this trade a lot. This is a really, really good trade. Yeah, I like it. You know, one, I was overall kind of bullish going into this Asia session. Because, you know, what did we do? We tapped back into this gap, this daily gap. We took out sell side. See, we took out that, you know, we took out pretty much, is that weekly low? Yeah. So we took out weekly low. You know, we got a nice buy sequence going up, right? On here, got a nice buy sequence here, right? After price took out this low right here. And then we also took out this. Did we take? We took out the bodies. But yeah, so I like this. Where was my inversion? My inversion was 1 second. It was right here. This 5 minute. Wait, is it a 5 minute? Wait 1 second. Yeah. So 5 minute right here. So the 5 minute inversion. This gap right here. I took it with 1 minute confirmation. So right there. Good evening, great trade. Thank you. Yeah, so sometimes if I do see a really nice buy sequence going through a 5 minute gap, if I see a really nice buy sequence on the 1 minute, sometimes I will take the 1 minute closure. It's a little bit more aggressive, but it gets you a much better entry. Because for example, you know, let's say we were to wait, right, for the 5 minute, right? Like we would be taking, you know, like we would be entering this trade at our target, right? Like you're not taking that trade. But then on the 1 minute, look at our entry. You know, it's a great entry, just right up above that 5 minute gap. So it was this inversion right here. So, you know, I was bullish, you know, because we came into the daily gap, we took out weekly low, right? And then we just slowly we're kind of uptrending. I was like, okay, we took out this low right here, get a nice buy sequence, and you know, inversing this 5 minute gap, and then ripped up into, you know, the gap that I said that would reject, which is this 1 minute gap right here. So that's, you know, that's the trade. That's the trade. Like this is actually a pretty good short too, actually, because we took out this high. We took out both these highs. Right, where are we probably going? If we can inverse this gap, we're going here to these equal lows, because we took out, you know, we took out these relative equal highs right here, tapped into that gap, right? Strong sell sequence off the gap. You have this inversion right here. Is there anything on the 5 minute? Nope. So 1 minute, you have that inversion right there. Boom. All right. I'm not gonna take it. But you know, you are hitting this gap right here. So you know, if someone wanted to try to go for like a little scalp, you would wait for this inversion and then just like do something like this. But that candle closure would have to be pretty close to that to have a good risk reward. But yeah, there's that was a pretty fast trade. We got that trade 6 minutes into the stream. Pretty fast. Tomorrow might be the best day of the week in regards of delivery. Just because we have, you know, some red folder news, which Monday through Wednesday and Friday for this week we do not have any red folder news. So I think delivery tomorrow will be good. What I have noticed this week is that delivery in the afternoon has been much better than the AM session. Like Asia's been pretty good too for the most part. I mean, I guess, you know, like I just have not been one to put on risk this week during Asia because of the no news. You know, it's kind of made me just go on defense like I was talking about last night. But yeah, like New York AM has not been so great. New York PM has been better. Asia's been decent. But yeah, there's a trade right there. Yeah, afternoons had some crazy moves yesterday and today. Today I caught a little bit of the bounce back up after it took out overnight low. I caught this inversion right here. My entry wasn't so great. Oh, I mean, like it wasn't bad, because I was playing this 1 minute inversion right here. I was playing that 1 minute inversion, so you know, I got in right there. I took profit pretty much right at that. So for about 48 points, got long for that. I wanted, like, hindsight, you know, I wanted to play this. I wanted to play this so bad, but I was not focused on the chart at this time. But I wanted to play this. Like, I mean, like I kind of saw it, but I wasn't really in the zone to trade. But yeah. Just consolidating here in this 1 minute gap. How was everyone's trading day today? Did you guys do good? Break even, red, green. Oh, by the way, guys, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin. Look at that, guys. Look at that. 110,000. 110,000 on the coin. Will we hit 160 this year, guys? Will we hit 160? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Let's check ES. See what ES is doing. Okay, ES is pushing. NQ is probably, yeah. So NQ pulled back into that gap, consolidated, and then just launched up, and then inversed these gaps right here. So if we can inverse this 1 minute gap right here, that would be pretty solid. We do have a pretty hefty 15-minute gap here that we had a hard rejection out of. All right. So price probably wants to rebalance this, I would say, right? So this would put us, right at 21,313-ish area. Let's just say 21,310. All right. So if we can kind of like inverse this, if we can inverse this gap right here, we could look for that push. So we had that really nice buy sequence inversing these gaps. Then we had fair value gaps, still sequence inversing these gaps, holding this gap. Now we're inversing these gaps, right? Like I said, I'm still bullish here. I'm still bullish. Let's see, small profit on the day. Nice, very nice. I was green on fundeds today because I did take this trade on a funded. This one over here, I took that trade on funded. I also had another trade up here on a funded as well. Just made a few bucks on that. Most of the position was break even. I made more than a few bucks, but so push back up into this gap. Pushing back up into this 1 minute gap. Let's check the 5. Anything on the 5? No. 15 minute. Guys, we are pushing. We are pushing through this gap. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Something that does look weird though is this. Is just like the shape of this. Like this shape, like I don't think this will just go. Like I would be kind of shocked if we just kind of just pull back like off of this and no like boom, like I feel like we need something like that. Take out this low and then go. I'm not saying that has to happen, but I'm saying like this does look a little fishy. It looks too easy just to kind of go up, right? I think we kind of need like a, all right. Is anyone currently in a trade? Anyone currently in a trade? Oh, Lunar's in a trade. Are you long? Ryan says no. Jocelyn, no. Short, okay, short on gold. Short on gold. Okay. kind of halted a little bit inside that gap, that 1 minute gap. We do not have a 5 minute gap. So here's here's the orb plus fair value gap indicator. So this is the one that I took the trade off of right here this morning. I took it off this gap right here, that inversion. So you can see though, like price kind of just accumulated, and then started holding these gaps, hold, right, and then it's kind of held all the way up. And then let's see, we did inverse that one. We did inverse that, just like a slow kind of grind up. And then that's when we started getting the sell sequence right here. Just boom. Just took out 1, 2, 3, 4, just 5 gaps right here in like 5 candles. So there's my drawings. All right, there we go. So what did we do here? What did we do? Pulled back into this little gap. Looks like we may have inversed it by like a tick, and then it's trying to get up there. It is trying to get up there, guys. If you guys wanted me to build any type of indicator, what indicator would you guys want? Preferably something to do with ICT concepts. Preferably. Still just consolidating inside this area. Still just consolidating inside here. So we do have this gap right here. We do have this gap. It did slightly inverse, but that could just be from the mess. The kind of the messy action during Asia. There's no gap there. Yeah, both took out that high. Okay. All right. So yeah, pretty much an ICT everything. Nice, nice, very nice. All right, so what are we doing? I can delete this because we already inversed that. So this is kind of what we're doing. I'm gonna delete this one too as well. We got this 1 minute gap, pretty hefty 1 minute gap, which we are bouncing. So we're gonna go draw this. What do we have now? We have another gap. Lots of gaps tonight, guys. Lots of gaps. Lots of gaps. Now we're kind of sandwiched between two 1 minute gaps. You know, if you do look on, if you do kind of zoom out a little bit, all right, you can kind of see the, you know, we're kind of just like, you know, I would draw something like that probably. We're kind of in this. All right. You know, I feel like we gotta like slam down here first again before we continue. Like this, I don't know. Like I just don't see this just kind of doing this. I don't. You know, it can, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening. You know, so we took out these highs, right? We tried to push twice. Tried to push there, tried to push there, right? There's nothing really on the 5 minute. 5 minute does have, yeah, not much. Let me see. 5 minute gap is just you know, this guy right here. We do have that 5 minute gap, which we already kind of inversed. 1 minute, it's right here. If we get like a crazy sell sequence like through this gap, a very aggressive short could be this right here. Back to here. You know, we do have equal lows right here, so. And right now we're just inside that gap. Inside that 1 minute gap. I mean, we are moving. Like, I'm actually surprised at how much we're moving here. You know, I'm glad we already caught our little win right there. So. See if we get something else here. Did anyone watch the NHL game last night? Panthers versus Hurricanes. Marchand. Someone shot a puck at Marchand. Ryan watched it, yeah. All right, so we are consolidating inside this gap right here. Yeah, that dude shot the puck right. I mean, like that was 100% on purpose. 100%. he just pointed right towards Marshawn the rat, and then just rifled it at him. Here, let's try to play some new music here. Let's go play some other stuff. Let's do let's see. I don't know what this is gonna be, guys. So if it's bad, it's not my fault. Oh wait, let's try this one actually. All right, yeah, there we go. There we go. We got some new music, guys. 10 watching, 2 likes. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Oh, I'm seeing 8 likes. I'm seeing 8 likes on my end. 8 likes. 8 likes for 10 viewers. It's pretty solid, guys. It's actually pretty solid. Thank you. You're good, Ryan. You're good. You're good. Chat as much as you want. So we do have this little gap right here showing 10. Oh, 10. All right, guys. 10. We got 10 likes now. 11 viewers, 10 likes. That's pretty solid, guys. That's pretty solid. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes you gotta refresh it. I think the first week of June is gonna be pretty good for price action, because we have news like I think like every single day. So for people just tuning in, we did take a trade right here. Again, you know, tonight I'm just doing evals. I don't want to put on any risk tonight. You know, I was not expecting delivery to be that great. Obviously, in our trade it was. So this was an eval trade. You know, I'm just chilling right now. Just chilling. My main funded trade today was this over here. Took out overnight low, 1 minute inversion, buy sequence. That was my main trade. That was a funded trade. So still consolidating inside this area right here, guys. Still consolidating in here. You know, if you look at the 15, just kind of just doing its thing still, right? Over here, you know, still kind of in this area. So how is it mentally? So I mean, for example, like since you know I'm like actually sitting down trading, you know, I'm not trying to like pass that account in like a trade. So like I try to treat it the same way when I'm doing it this way. You know, like sometimes, you know, I'll try to pass an account in like a trade or two, but like when I'm doing it like this, you know, you know, it kind of keeps, like, I try to do it like how I would actually do it on like a funded account. Sometimes I'll kind of hold it a little bit more, maybe like a little bit more size, you know, stuff like that. But for the most part, I try to stick to my model. But mentally, it's I mean, it's like a lot easier. It's a lot easier mentally, to answer your question. Because like today I took an eval I took an eval trade. That was my first trade of the day. I took an eval. You know, I forget where it was. I took an eval somewhere in here, and I got stopped. And I got stopped barely before it ripped up. And that was an eval trade. And then I took a funded trade over here. My funded trade looks something. I want to say it was something like this. Yeah. Wait. No. Is that it? Yeah. So I had something like this for my funded trade. And I was kind of targeting yesterday's high, but I took some off here at this peak, and then the rest just hit break even, which I did add. So I added one here, and then I added a contract down here as well. So my average turned out to be, it was my average was right here, something like that. But then once I exited that first contract, it moved down to here. So then I moved to break even. So I took some off right here at this high, and then I moved to break even just a little bit in profit, and it just barely tagged it and then went a little bit higher. So that was a funded trade. But yeah, so I had a eval loss, a funded small win, and then I had a funded full win right here. But yeah, mentally it's easier. I try to trade the same style though. Still consolidating, guys. Still consolidating inside this area. 11 minutes, just inside this gap. We did have some pretty, these are pretty big moves for Asia. That's these are 50-point moves. That one's 50 points, a 30-point pullback, another 40-point push. Looks like we joined kind of at the right time. Got that long right there. I am working on an indicator. I kind of talked about last night. It's going to be like a full-on model, full-on ICT model. Should be pretty cool. But yeah. Let's see if price wants to break out of this area anytime soon. How long have we been going? 40 minutes? 40 minutes, not bad, not bad. Not bad. A little slam down right there. A little slam down. Yeah, so tomorrow should be, the delivery should be pretty solid tomorrow, I would say. We'll see. We will see. I liked the afternoon though. I liked the afternoon. Afternoon session was pretty good. So that's a good thing to note is whenever you have a very, very low news week, AM usually has bad delivery, but late PM session might have some good moves. All right, this music's a little too much. Let me turn it off. Let me go back to the other playlist. There we go. Do I use Tradeify? No, I use I use NinjaTrader, and then I use Project X for top one. But I have used Tradeify for a long time, and I know how to use it. So pretty much what you got to do. So so you want to set TPs and top loss for both long and short. So on one account or on separate accounts? If I'm long, how do I set the TP and stop loss? Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. So I see what you mean. Okay. So, like let's say you're in this position, right here. Let's say price is like right here. Right? What you're going to want to do is you're going to click the chart. So just left click the chart. And then it'll say like, since we're in buys right here, like, let's say we're in buys at this area. So we're in buys. If you want to place a target up here, you're going to left click the chart and then you're going to click sell. And that's pretty much it. Here, let me grab a video. I actually have, I have 2 videos on my channel. One of them is actually, yeah, here, let me 3 videos. I have 3 videos. So let me grab this link and send it to you. So that video right there. And then if you want multiple targets, let me grab that video too. So here, let me show this. Let me show the chart again. All right, so it looks like we are pushing up out of this. We do have a little nice buy sequence. We inverse that gap, going into this gap right here. Let's see if price can break this. Let's see if price can break this up here. Yeah, let me grab this other video. So that one is if you want multiple targets. Yeah, that first Tradeify video did pretty good. People liked it because it was like, I think it's only like 7 minutes long. Like he pretty much tells everything in 7 minutes. And then if you're having trouble showing the trade lines, let me grab that one too. So yeah, so like the trade bracket, like if you actually want to see the lines like on the chart, I have a video for that too. That is where is it? Here it is. This one. There we go. No problem. Yeah, so that first video is kind of like that, like that's part 1. Second video is how you do like multiple targets. And then the third video is like to show the trade lines like actually on the Tradeify is, yeah, I mean it's simple. It's simple. It doesn't have a lot of features. It's simple, and like a lot of people like it because that's really all they need. But if you want to like do a lot of, like if you want to have like a lot more features, things like that, right? A lot more advanced platform, NinjaTrader is the way to go. I do like Project X. It's simple. Project X is simple. Jocelyn says they got homework. Yeah. Can't do Ninja. Yeah. Yeah, so if you can't do Ninja Max, well, Tradeify's pretty much your Tradeify or Trading View. So, but Tradeify will get the job done for sure. Any trades for Asia? What's up, Brett? What's up? Yeah, we got this long right here. Like 6 minutes into the session, we caught this long right here. So it was a 5 minute gap right here. Oops, 1 second. So we had this 5 minute gap. I took the 1 minute confirmation because I saw a really nice buy sequence after we took out this low. Yeah, really nice buy sequence. Took out the low, inside daily gap, inversion right here, took that long up to that high, and yeah. Right now we do have this nice buy sequence going through here. It's a lot of candles though, a lot of candles. Like this thing could just get wiped out in like 2 candles. Bearish 15-minute gap above. Is it this red gap that I have drawn? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I like that gap. I like that gap. One thing that I've been seeing though, especially in this type of market where there's not like great delivery, is price will do this. Price will go up. It'll, like we've been climbing here for 10 minutes. Like this thing could just wipe it out in 2 to 3 candles. Could take out the LR. Yeah. Yeah. So back up to that CE. Back up to that CE right there. I'm going to, so this gap did hold. This gap did hold. Let's we do have this inversion right here. Let's see what happens. Targeting NYPM lows. Nice. So I assume you're looking for price to get into this gap. And then what are you looking for? Like a breaker, inversion? Or are you just like immediately going to get in? See rejection, find a setup, breaker, inversion. Yeah, nice. What I would like to look for is I would like to see this. We can call this buy side out. I'd like to see this get taken out. Like perfect world, I would like to see this get taken out and do something like this. Boom, 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 and then inversion like right there. With a super nice sell sequence, and then just that would be nice. Brett says he likes sweep, break of structure, inversion. That's one thing I like about ICT is like for example, I have my model, you guys have your models, right? For the most part, I would say it's all pretty similar. It's just what gets you into the idea, what gets you into the trade, right? So for example, if everyone's bearish, going into this area, going down here, right? Some people might take the breaker or the unicorn. Some people might take the inversion. Some people might, who knows, right? Who knows what they're doing? But like, you know, it's all kind of like, you know, breaker, inversion, you know, like a unicorn model, something like that, right? Market structure shift, break of structure. It's all kind of like the same stuff. It's just like everyone's. It's just like what do what do my eyes see, or what do, you know, Brett's eyes, or Ryan, or Victor, right? Like, you know, like that's one thing that I like about ICT. Yep. ICT fighting for his life on X against the EMA traders. Yeah, there's like a lot of beef. You know, there's a lot of beef out there, guys. There's a lot of beef out there in the trading industry. You know, but like the thing is, like, you know, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Trading's already hard enough. Like, you know, I don't like beef. You know, I don't like beef. Trading's already hard. Like, you know, ICT stuff works, EMAs work, right? Footprint works, right? Like, there's, you know, support and resistance, supply and demand, like whatever you call it, right? You know, whatever you call it, there's, you know, it's all it can all work. It just, you know, depends on if you you know, and like how you use it, right? It can all work. Footprints, support resistance, EMAs, ICT, it all works. Just how do you use it, right? So it's not like this one's better than the other, right? It's not like that. It's like, what do your eyes see? Exactly. Party music. Everyone's trying to make money. You know, we're not. It's not like, you know, it's not like I'm like personally competing against, like, you know, like one of you guys, right? Like, yeah, like, you know, I know how trading, you know, there's always a buyer and a seller, right? I know, but like, you know, it's not like it's not like one-on-one Call of Duty, like, you know what I mean? You know, so it's like, you know, like groups can win, right? So there's really no need for beef. You know, I think all the traders out there, you know, I mean, you know, they're all good. You know, they're all good. They all got their own style. You know, they're all good. They all have their own style. Just, you know, yeah. All right, guys. So we are inversing this 1 minute gap right here. Kind of pushing towards the top of this over here. Towards the top of this area. You know, it looks like we're going to get into that area in that 50-minute gap. But yeah, you know, model would probably be like, take out that buy side, market structure shift, inversion, sell sequence, make money, right? That's pretty much the model. That is pretty much the model right there. looks like a slow grind up. Let's see. Brett says my inversion stops are usually at the recent swing high or low, depending on which way it's going. Party Music said I agree. Brett, would that be ideal? So I do two different things. So if the market is really messy, really choppy, very bad delivery, yes, put it at that low or that put it at that low or that high, right? But for example, on this trade right here, this one, let me delete this real quick. So, we had this inversion, right? We had this inversion right here, right? So I put this stop. Initially, I did change this one up a little bit, but initially I had this stop. Actually, yeah, no, that's exactly where it should be. Never mind. So yeah, so right here on this inversion, right? This stop lines up with this. So the candle that we inverse, so we inverse this 5 minute, right? So you look at the low of this candle, which is right here, right? So if we go to the 1 minute, that is where our stop goes, right? And then in this case too, it's also this 1 minute gap right here. It's also below that 1 minute gap right there, right? But here, if I go back to this one too, if you look at this trade that I took earlier today, same thing. Where's this stop? Like imagine, so look at my risk to reward. It's pretty much a 1-to-1, right? Pretty much a 1-to-1. If I would have put it here, it makes it a 0.5, right? I put my stop, same thing. The candle that we inverse, I put it at that low, right there. So that's what I do most of the time. If I know that price is just like horrendous and like I want to give it some room, and for some reason I think it needs some room, I put it at the low. But in most cases, that's what I do. So, yeah. Price going up into this gap over here. Price is going up into this gap. All right, so we are inside that gap, guys. We're inside the gap. Let's check ES. See what ES is doing. ES is not quite there yet. ES is not quite there. It's close. It's close, but it's not there. So all right, guys. It's Yeah, it's slowly getting up there. Slowly getting into that gap. Slowly getting into the gap. Let's take a look at the daily. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Okay. We have a new week opening gap right here. So this does look nice right here. Bounced it, took out sell side, weekly low. Let's see if we kind of rip up. We might want to pull back and take this low out though. Like I want to see this reaction. If we just get a crazy buy sequence through it, yeah, we're probably going into this gap. But if we start rejecting it hard, get a sell sequence down, yeah, like we're taking out this low, so because this is a lot of low resistance right here, lots of liquidity, lots of stops getting built up right here, guys. Lots of stops. Lots of stops. So, do we have any 5-minute gaps here? Do we have any 5-minute gaps? Oh, by the way, look at this indicator, guys. So this indicator that I built, it draws every single fair value gap that is on the chart. Every single one. so like sometimes it can be like really annoying. But like if you just want to quickly scan like the chart to see, okay, where are the gaps? Just like turn it on for a second, and then you can see, okay, here are all the 5-minute gaps, right? So like, it looks like our, biggest one's kind of this gap right here, right? So and that's when we got that nice little buy sequence there. So what we would need to see, we tapped into that gap. Ideally, we kind of take out that high. But what we would need to see is we would need to see a nice sell sequence through that area. Like this over here. This is nice. This is pretty nice. See how we built up this low resistance liquidity, right? And what? We took out that high, sell sequence, inversion. Boom, right? So that's kind of what we want to see over here, right? Low resistance, we're so far, we did take out that high. Are we going to take out this high? I do not know. If we start getting that nice sell sequence, we can look for 21.072, 21.072. If we get that confirmation, obviously. All right, guys. All right. So we are just chilling right here, right outside of this gap. I mean, if I see something super nice, maybe I'll take it. But I think I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go make some dinner. Now. So thanks for watching, guys. Just to recap, we did catch a little win right here, nice little win. Pretty much no drawdown, just maybe like a minute of drawdown. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Use code GC Trading for all of your prop firm needs. Apex, Take Profit Trader. I'll be live tomorrow morning in the Discord at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow.